particular topic, Canopy Science, into what I do at my school.
Yeah. Lynette Romero is now legally blind and knows that she will become completely blind before too long. Camping and climbing presented tremendous physical challenges, which she overcame with inspiring courage and trust.
Whoa! Is this the platform?
Yeah, man.
How can I get my feet on there?
There you go.
There. Wow. Yay! Uh-oh. There. Much safer. Okay. You know, my thought when I coming back into the forest is I would be like isolated, but I feel like I'm surrounded by security versus, you know, out alone in the forest.
Right.
So to me, it's like these warm little hands comforting you, and now, yeah, you are just as much a part of the earth as anyone else. You know, you're just as much a part of the environment as anyone else, and you can experience it. The green, the layers and layers of green. I just don't know how you could visually tell somebody that unless they run your hands over the vegetation and the the moss and this is all of your window.
Okay.
Mike Mossman, an executive from Port Blakely Tree Farm, a local forestry company, spent an afternoon at the site. He spent his entire career in the forestry industry, but this was his first time in the canopy. Matt Dunlop took Mike aloft. Mike believes in conservation, but strictly from an economic perspective.
If you had old growth, you tried to trade out of it. You tried to put it in protection. So like the Nature Conservancy, who's trying to acquire this, that's a great program. I've sold them probably 7 or 8 pieces, not old growth. I really haven't worked in old growth for 20 years, but places where there were swamps, things that were sensitive. Makes a whole lot more sense for it to be owned by someone like the Nature Conservancy when it's providing public good than it does for us. So.
It was interesting to actually to be able to sit down with somebody who looks at forests and trees in dollars. He really hit home with me when he said, why do we need to produce any more old growth timber? There's no market for it. And I was just like, what? The thought of government for quite a long time, I guess, is, we can't make any money off it, we can't sell it, so why produce any more of it? And I was just really hornswoggled by it, and and that really hit home. That was probably like the most biggest thing that he said to me that actually threw me. It was just like, wow, yeah. And he had me thinking, and he was like, so what's your view on it? And I just was still thinking about it. I was like, wow, that does make kind of a sense to it.
You were confused because he said there's no point in creating more old growth because there's no market for it in terms of lumber.
Exactly.
And you were surprised because, well, are there other values besides the economic values?
Participants in the Canopy project realized firsthand that the value of the forest transcended the basic monetary value of trees. In their own words, Judith St. Croix, the ancient forests that have not been logged are complex and multi-layered, like great pieces of music played by an orchestra. They are forests that nourish the soul. Catherine Gill, climbing up a 60-foot tree alongside someone who actually knows the type of mosses and insects that we encountered gave me an insight that was deeper and more intriguing and influenced the paintings that I created during the week. Valerie Mayo. As a dancer, the swaying of the trees in the breeze was powerful for me. As I choreograph in the future, I will think more about the visual perspective from up and down and not just left to right.
Look at me. Life is not easy. Life is not difficult.
Chuck Willard. Throughout my life, I have been an artist interested in science. I feel that art has an ability to go beyond verbal or statistical proof, saving a lot of time, which in the case of environmental education is in increasingly short supply.
But that's where I mean, this is what I've been playing with, this idea of art as activism, that if they see Susan's painting or hear your opera or your music, then you say, this came right from the older growth forest.
Right.
Maybe that's a way.
Indeed, it is a way, a new way of doing conservation. The Branching Out project showed that by bringing together scientists and artists and connecting their ways of knowing, we will better recognize the vital links between humans and trees.